Welcome to this tutorial for how to build an interactive dashboard in Excel. There are 6 sections to this tutorial. This is the first section tutorial video, which builds the Section 1 worksheet. Excel software is slightly different in the Windows version versus the Mac version. This tutorial video covers both versions. The appearance of the dashboard may be slightly different under the 2 operating systems, but the dashboards will have essentially the same functionality. Where the instructions differ from Mac versus Windows, there will be an Apple logo shown in the upper right corner of each slide that applies only to Mac users. Before you start the project, be sure to update your version of Microsoft 365. For the project, Microsoft 365 Excel is required. For update instructions, search on the web for Excel 365 Update Windows or Excel 365 Update Mac. It's pretty quick to update, so take the time now to update. You will need to use the Excel app installed on your computer for this project. Excel Online will not work for this project, nor will the Excel app on a phone, tablet, or other mobile device. After completing this case, you will be able to 1. Create and format pivot tables and charts. 2. Create slicers to filter pivot table data. 3. Build an interactive dashboard in Excel. 4. Analyze sales data using the dashboard. Let's start by opening the Excel data file provided by your instructor. There are 2 worksheets in the workbook, the data worksheet and the companies worksheet. We will be using the data worksheet for this section. We are going to put the data from the data worksheet into a table. Having data in a table will make it easier to use the data in later steps. Place your cursor anywhere in the data on the data worksheet. On the Insert tab, click on Table. The Create Table dialog box will appear. Click OK. Now we are going to create our first pivot table. Click anywhere in your data table. On the Insert tab, click on Pivot Table. The Create Pivot Table dialog box will appear, showing the range of data in the table. Click OK to create a pivot table in a new worksheet. A new worksheet will open. Double-click on the Sheet 1 tab and rename the sheet Section 01. In the Pivot Table Fields box on the right of your screen, click on Mark It and drag it down to the Rows box. You will see the new pivot table on the screen. Now drag Period Ending Date to the Rows box. The Years and Quarters fields will automatically be added to the Rows box as well. Finally, drag Sales Revenue to the Values box. By the way, if the Pivot Table Fields panel ever disappears, click in the Pivot Table or click on the field list in the Pivot Table Analyze tab to bring it back to view. On the Pivot Table Analyze tab, click on Options. In the Pivot Table Options dialog box, uncheck the Auto Fit Column Widths on Update box. This will keep the pivot table the same size as we make changes and use slicers. Mac users, please see the next slide for instructions. For Mac users only, on the Pivot Table Analyze tab, click on Options. In the Pivot Table Options dialog box, click on the Layout tab, then uncheck the Auto Fit Columns Width on Update box. Now back to everyone, both Windows users and Mac users. On the Design tab, click on Grand Totals. In the drop-down box, click on Off for rows and columns. On the Pivot Table Analyze tab, click on Insert Slicer. In the drop-down box, click on Mark It, then click OK. Click in the first field of your new slicer, in this case, Aerospace. Click on each of the plus signs in front of the year fields to show the data by quarters. Right-click in the first row of Sales Revenue. In the drop-down box, click on Number Format. In the Format Cells dialog box, click on Accounting and then use the arrows to reduce the decimal places to 0. Click OK. Now we will make a pivot chart that displays the sales data by quarters. The data in the chart will change as we click the different market buttons on the slicer. Click anywhere in the pivot table. On the Pivot Table Analyze tab, click on Pivot Chart. In the All Charts dialog box, click on Line Chart. Click OK. Mac users, please see the next slide for instructions. Mac users will find that Excel automatically gives you a bar chart when you click on Pivot Chart. To change the chart type, on the Design tab, click Change Chart Type. In the drop-down box, click on Line Chart. In the dialog box that appears, click on Line Chart. Okay, back to Windows users. Right-click the Sum of Sales Revenue button on the chart. In the drop-down box, click Hide All Field Buttons on Chart. This step is not necessary for Mac users. Now back to everyone, both Windows and Macs. To make the chart easier to read, we want to remove some of the elements. Click on the unwanted elements of the chart and hit Delete on your keyboard to make them disappear. Remove the grid lines, dollar amounts, and legend. Click on the chart title and change it to Trend of Sales for Selected Market. Now we will make another pivot table by copying the first one. Click anywhere in the pivot table. On the Design tab, click on Report Layout. In the drop-down box, click on Show in Tabular Form. The pivot table will be wider now, and you will need to move your slicer and pivot chart to make room for the next pivot table. Simply click and drag them below the pivot table. You may also need to reduce your screen size using the zoom slider in the lower right corner of your screen. Click anywhere in the pivot table. On the Pivot Table Analyze tab, click Select. In the drop-down box, click Entire Pivot Table. Then hit Ctrl+C or Command-C for Mac users. Click in cell G3 and hit Ctrl-V or Command-V for Mac users to paste the copy of the pivot table. Click in the new pivot table. Drag period ending date, quarters, and years out of the rows box and back up to the fields list. Then drag product line into the rows box. The Section 01 worksheet is complete. Click on the slicer buttons to see how the data changes with each different market selection. Be sure to save your Excel file. We will be using it to start the next section of this project. This video was created and narrated by Dr. Wendy Tietz. Have a great day.